when life is unfolding, we're either there or we're not.
We have hit 200 subscribers and we have finally decided to show our faces. And what better place than this place to do that?
How do we know if we're aware of something or if we're not? How do we know? Let's say we go back. Remember when Europe was divided, Western Europe and Eastern Europe, the West having free market economy and the East closed off with communist regimes with very limited exposure to the outside world. And in those days, people in Eastern Europe, in most of those countries, there was a trick with the radio stations because the music was, I don't know if I should say better, but there was more choice. It was more updated due to the free market forces. So people would drive, or people who lived close to the border to Western Europe, they would dial into the radio stations from the Western European countries. But the interesting thing is, a lot of people didn't know that. And they just stuck to what was available to them in their own country. So here's an example of being aware or not being aware. The ones that were aware, they just tuned in and they had what they had in their own country, plus more variety from the Western country that was next to them, because the radio waves would, travel in the air to a certain distance. But there were so many people who probably didn't speak the language, or whatever the reason was. Maybe some radios didn't pick them up. I don't know, but some people never were aware and they never searched for those stations. They never tuned into them. So that's a clear definition of being aware. But being aware, so you either know it or you don't. But that doesn't just solve everything. You could know about those stations, you could have that awareness, and you tune into them, and you start listening. But as you're listening, some thoughts pop up in your head. And even though your favorite song is playing and you're just enjoying that music right before your thoughts came through, and with all the awareness that you had to listen to those stations, because you got involved in your thoughts. And the radio is like, it's not like in those days, it's not like a cassette player or a recorder. When the song is played, it's played. It's gone. So, being aware definitely is needed. We either know it or we don't. But even if we know, even if we have the awareness, we need to be conscious. We need to be present to be able to enjoy that song. It's like another example would be, let's say you're driving down the highway and there's always some songs are special for all of us. They're different for everybody, but it might be one song for me and another one for you. But some songs just take you away. They take you above the clouds. Again, that is only if you're present when that song is being played in that radio station. Otherwise, you hear it come and you get excited. You say, it's my favorite song. And then you see something, you see a sign, and it reminds you of something. And you start drifting. You get involved in your thoughts. And then what happens? We just catch the last tunes of that song. That was our song. That was your song. That did the magic for you. If you were present, if you were focusing on it, it always took you above the clouds. But it didn't happen that time because you weren't present, you weren't paying attention. And then when that happens, when that usually happens, we get upset with ourselves and, we hit the steering wheel and we say, darn, I drifted and I missed flying away. Yep, that's what it is. So when life is unfolding, we're either there or we're not. All these books about the power of now. Be Here Now. 2 amazing books. Be Here Now from Ram Dass, or The Power of Now from Eckhart Tolle. Incredible. And you read and you read and you hear about them, and we think and we try to get this power, this benefit from the now. And most of the time, it always slips away, just like the song in the car, on the radio. It's because it's not the now that has the power. It's us. It's you. It's your presence that is available at that moment that gives the power to now.